stuttering and struggling to get recorded about college break in a looking like a construction worker but couldn't construct nothing.
But when I first met you outside Don't Flop, I thought that when I'm snapping, I'm taking heads off. You end up in church after tragedy. You look like Khabib Nurmagomedov crossed with Lurch from Adam's Family.
It's like this. You double impressionist. It's not even bit in his speech impediment.
But instead he set up the on Facebook Messenger and sends, yo, it's the stuff, baby. But when I get paid, guess again.
It's so obvious. It's not something you love hip hop. Tory in Notorious B.I.E.
I don't listen to you new rappers. Of course y'all dumb. How you gonna doubt me when I accomplish more things than most? I've been around the world a few times, especially in my Don't Flop run. Where the postcard from?
There's something based on this basically is about you just racist as shit. I mean, you can all see it, right? It ain't just me. Man looks like he learned what he sees.
I know you need this. The amount is the same as my album. He's distance. I know it's tough for stand-up comics with all these COVID restrictions, but our issue when nobody listens.
This Tony's first prize is up to the judges to blaze your path. Their dicks because you lost 400 pounds. They need the protein to gain it back. Your real name's Johnny. They say Johnny's got the bomber's rep, but everyone knows your punchlines ain't strong or fresh. Even Amber Heard.
Tommy Robinson if he shot Morrison's and had a skin condition that
East 905. We are in the building doing the recap for the second round of the the Think Twice tournament for Don't Flop. Shout out to everybody in the UK. Shout out to and we got the team there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna quickly go through all of them, maybe make a comment or two and thing like that. I have the link to the Don't Flop YouTube page in the description. Make sure y'all go check the battles, put your own comment, let them know who you thought won. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share the videos, all that. So the first battle I seen, it was Uno and Red Flag. I actually in the first round, I find like sometimes like his pen is too much for battle rap. Like it's really like he's doing poetry, like he's showing lyricism more than he's punching lately. He had the good lines though with the rap screen, you know, you've seen it in the view of the best bars with the COVID restrictions, but does it really matter? He listens. And then he had this line about take off for a month or never come back and stuff. He had a couple of lines near the end, but I found the last couple of battles I've seen from Red Flag is a little bit too much filler. I was really surprised. I think Uno showed a lot of respect for Red Flag because I've not ever seen Uno this prepared. Like he did the body intro. Both of them had Nate Robinson. I think Red Flag was a little better. But when I liked Uno going from the whole you're gonna downplay me and you know what I've done, and because us that here, like Uno is treated like a joke. Uno Lavos is like the Miz in wrestling. Because he's kind of treated like a joke. He's kind of not taken, but Uno Lavos has done more in battle rap than 90% of the battlers at the face top tier. He has traveled around the world. Rap. If you look at it, like he battled Daylight, like if you look at his resume, like he's done a whole lot. And like Miz does that sometimes too. Like when he remember when he fought Cena, like y'all try to punk me off and y'all do blah 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 blah. I've done, you know. So I like that Uno kind of took it serious, took that role, and took that angle. In both rounds of the battle, Red Flag had different versions of a bar, a court, and he had a couple of bars. I think it was on court and a billboard that were similar. Like he literally could have kept them into the same round and did a clips kind of whole nother scheme with it because it was the same wording. He just changed how he did it. He talked about Uno Lavos being in blackface. He did the you look like you work at a hardware store. No, that was Uno. Uno did a whole I'm a somebody, you know, people know who I am. Like he really talked down to Red Flag and showed his position. I liked his what's the point of going over the head bars, because that's the thing. That's how, because a lot of these great writers are so happy to go over the head that, you know, people gotta rewind it back. But you're not a good writer if you can't write intelligently and make sure that your audience who you're writing for catches the bar. If everything goes over everybody's head, your bar's crap. That's how I've always felt. Uno also out-rapped Red Flag. I don't know why Red Flag does this, because he actually made music and stuff, so he does rap. So I don't know why he does when he's doing these battles just because it's a cappella. He's doing these talking, it's a speech. I hate that. Y'all need, it's called battle rap. Rap is rhythm and poetry. Y'all need rhythm, you need cadence, you need that stuff. If you like, this is not a court case, you're not speaking to a judge. So that's one thing that Red Flag needs to improve, because I follow him on iBattle and stuff, and I've seen that lately where it's really too. I had to give that to Uno easy. The next battle was Zain Azrai versus Big J. Now, y'all know, well, you bet if you followed last round or if you followed when I talked about him online, I hate Zain. I've hated him. I don't know like how he got taken serious. I don't know what his appeal was. I felt like he was what they accused Carter James of being, the mockery to battle rap, the thing that I've always looked at him as until this battle. Actually, the last battle wasn't bad, but he barred Big G's life away. I'm not going to talk about Big J. He's got some good natural charisma and showmanship. He's like a bad version of O'Shea. He got good, though, regardless of what bars he wrote or not, he can still make it entertaining because he's got that charisma about him. but it's bullshit. This was horrible. Some people get no, he wasn't funny. He wasn't injured. It was horrible. Zain Azrai, like literally, he had some good J flip. This punched his lights out. So Zayn took that. We had Formy versus Mac Sherry. Formy's delivery is horrible. It's corny. He had some cool Mac flips. A lot of multi, like he's like as long as he puts more multis in there, it's gonna be better. It's multi, you know. And sometimes it's even because you're pushing in a word this to make it a multi that doesn't have any sense. Mac Sherry's delivery, like Mac Sherry won it from me, just from the delivery being much better. It didn't matter, like even if Mac Sherry had no charge, he was rapping. His delivery was better. He had my attention on that. But he did have because I guess for me is in a crew called Word Life. So he had the Cena bars and stuff like that. That was okay. Second round, for me had you're repeating repeating the words of the Lord, because he battled the Lord in the last round. Repeating the words of the Lord like Jehovah's Witness. Some of the references in the names that he was doing, I didn't know who they were, so I could catch it. I'm sure the UK people and people smarter than me might have got it, so it might have hit better for them, but I was like, eh. I liked what's it called? Because Formy had a line in it about like if I was watching a battle of yours, but I'd flip it off, embarrassed like I was watching porn. And Mac came back with if I was watching a battle of yours, I'd flip to porn because it's less embarrassing. I thought that was pretty good. Not a lot of punches, but Max Sherry's delivery was just better, so I gave that one to Max Sherry. Too Complex versus Henry. Shout out to Too Complex. He's the homie. He's the first UK battler that was interviewed on my channel. This is the King's Court Network. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the videos. You can look down from about a month or so ago. You could look down at on my page through the interviews that Mr. Mumbles, and you'll see the interview with Too Complex. I'll be honest, like he had some pedophile accusations, and I could tell you're reading or whatever, but he was rapping a lot and way too fast. Like if there was something like I had to go back, but it was just way too fast. Everything next to it, next to next. There is no, I do believe in rhythm, but there was no beat there to force you to stay in that same tempo. So, like, my advice would be, I liked your energy and the projection, but there's got to be some cadence and tempo changes, and you've got to slow it down to allow people, if you are saying stuff, you've got to give them a chance to catch it. Let's see. Henry was what's it called? Henry was better just on the delivery, was very smooth. I liked his tempo, I liked his cadence. He seemed to have that build up, a nice line, a nice setup, and then it would go to the punch, and the punch was always lacking or lackadaisical, kind of weak. In the second round, I don't know what line Complex said, but he said something that bothered everybody to the point that had to blur it out. The ending was, yeah. Henry's, the thing about Complex being right wing can't be in the Tory in Notorious B.I.G. I think that was okay. I think both of them had better first rounds than second rounds, especially with the block out from Complex. Both of them have to work on their punches, but I did think Henry was easier to understand, so I had to give it to Henry. We had Sir Spence going against Terminal. A lot of short jokes. I mean, this one was not like Terminal won this one. I'd say Terminal has to work on his breath control. The next battle, Blaze TMS versus Zim. Blaze had a lot of multis for no reason, because they never led anywhere. A lot of rat punchers say they start with the punching. Like I remember Chilla thing like that. When I write, I don't, but a lot of them are sometimes I do. Like if a punch comes to me, but I don't always do it. A lot of them say they start with the punch and then they work backwards to the setup. That's what I would advise Blaze to try to do. Come up with a good punch and then work your line around it. You obviously know how to multi-set, you know, what right multiples, but your punches are your voice kind of sound like an announcer, but you can't control that. And there's a lot of fat jokes. Like I've been following Zim since grind time, like what 2008, 2009, 2010 or whatever. I really don't want to hear more Zim fat jokes. Like I like your the Blaze name flips that Zim came with. What does TMS stand for? The meth smoker. Give you the beach. Who's getting the beach? Just Blaze. That was good. Blaze second was better. There's a lot of race jokes that I've heard. You know, the terrorist and the thing. What are you? There's a lot of like stuff that we've heard before, and I don't know if Blaze is new to battle rap, but you gotta watch battles just to let you know that your concepts are not played out. Even the lines that were good, I've heard stuff too similar before to me to give it too much credit. Zim, when it like, I like the whole, oh, you want to make fun of me because of where I work, but because you know Zim the Christian, but Jesus was a type. I liked that angle. That was probably the best in there. Zim had, you know, Cracker, you know, body this Cracker, because you know I'm a Christian. Dodging murder like Rothstein. I will say, like, you guys might as well write Zim's name on the check already. There is nobody in this tournament left. Maybe Zain Azrai, because he's just very unpredictable. But there's not really anybody in this tournament that can battle Zim. Like honestly, if I was I wouldn't even have I wouldn't even have let Zim in this tournament on a different level. Like he's on a different level. It's like, it's like, you know, you get an NBA player and he's like, what do you mean I can't play on the high school team? Like, these are different level. Like, it's not, I will say, the rest of you, go check them's last 2 rounds and his projection of voice. Like, easy stuff that you control. Listen, watch his projection of voice. Look at his cadence. Look at his tempo and the tempo changes and how he emphasizes his punches. Learn, like, them is a veteran in this. Like, I remember when, like, Azrai battled Hollow, and like, he's a veteran, was a top tier at one point. Like take the opportunity to learn. Watch the attributes that he shows in these battles, because y'all are gonna lose, so you might as well gain something from it, a lesson. We got Canal versus Just J. I like another cadence and tempo issue. I like Jay came with a twist. From Canal. I don't know what just Jay, like, I like, some of y'all enjoyed it. That was, the only thing I liked, when he did the whole FaceTime, you're on FaceTime, that scheme was the only thing good. The rest of it sounded like he was like freestyling. The only battle I wouldn't mind seeing Just Jay versus Ulavis, because Uno Ulavis would be silly enough, and Just Jay, then I could take that battle not serious, just laugh and enjoy myself. But against a real I don't know. We got Guilty versus Bowski. A lot of Zana's appearance. Bowski's probably the second best with delivery, because he's a veteran. He's been on the stage. He's been all over. He does that. So if you listen to Bowski as well, he's not as good as him. For some reason, like, his volume was a little bit too down, but he wasn't just speeding through the line like he was having to rap on a beat. Like, there was a logical tempo to what he was spitting there. I would have to I think Guilty's second round was better. Of course, I'm seventh because, Bowski was doing a lot of making fun of his appearance, his height, his thing. Guilty at the line. Yes, I'm something feet. That's why with every punch you swing at me looks like a reach. I kind of like that. I'd said Bowski killed him first. I actually said, but overall, Bowski won that battle. Okay, I think my choices were pretty much the same as the judges. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if you agree. Shout out to everybody. If any of y'all do music or got some battles or just want to chop it up, holla at me, and check out the King's Court Network. As I said, I do have an interview already with 2 Complex. You can check that out. We do it through Zoom, or do have a site that we can do it online. And I'd love to chop it up with my UK peoples. I haven't been to England since think it was like 88 and stuff. I got family out there in Brixton, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Iron Ryan, you know, shout out Marvin, shout out everybody out in there. My, you know. So I'll be back next round to recap that. And you know what? I'm glad to see Don't back, and hopefully y'all are growing, and you know, between you and you know the other league, hopefully between you and Premier and stuff like that, bringing back the vibe of the battle scene to the world. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a different vibe than what's American. I just feel variety is what's always made battle rap shine. If anybody is down to get on the platform for an interview, or if you have an event to promote, or if you are an entrepreneur of a Black-owned business, because one of the things that I do is to highlight and spotlight Black-owned businesses. It's not racist, it's just something that I think is needed in society. Make sure y'all holler at me, and you know, I take DMs, whatever. Follow me on Twitter at KingscourtENT and just message me, or follow me on Instagram, Mumbles905. My name is Phil Shaw on Facebook. We'll definitely chop it up. Shout out to your boy. Subscribe to the channel. Leave any comment. All right, I'm out.